Good morning, students. I am going to teach you second lesson of history. The name of the lesson is Rise of New Kingdoms. Some parts I had told you. Today I am going to start Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud was a very ambitious ruler from Ghaznavid dynasty. He extended control over parts of Central Asia, Iran, and parts of northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. He wanted to make the Ghazni the most powerful kingdom. For this, he needed a large army and wealth. His first invasion was undertaken to get a hold of wealth in India. It was not difficult for him to invade India because the early medieval period was known for disunity among the rulers. He took advantage and invaded India. He raided 17 times. He raided India 17 times. Between 1000 CE and 1027 CE. The plunder at Somnath temple in Kathiawar was the most notorious invasion. The wealth he looted carried back to Ghazni. Much of the wealth from India was used to construct the capital city of Ghazni. He also wanted to know about the people of that area he invaded. For this he patronized a scholar named Al-Biruni to write an account of Indian subcontinent. Al-Biruni had written an account named Kitabul Hind. Kitabul Hind. It is book written by Al-Biruni. He had written about Indian subcontinent. Al-Biruni was the first Muslim who studied Puranas. After that, Muhammad Ghori Muhammad Ghori was another invader from Gaur, a small kingdom in present-day Afghanistan. He was vassal of Mahmud. After the death of Mahmud, his dynasty declined, and Muhammad took advantage of this and control over the Ghazni territories. After this, he became very powerful and conquered Multan, Peshawar, and Lahore. There were two battles between Muhammad Ghori and Prithviraj Chauhan. These battles were known Battle of Tarain. In 1191, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori. This battle was known as First Battle of Tarain. And in 1192, Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan and killed him. This was the beginning of Muslim rule in India. Now after that, kingdoms of South India. Kingdoms of South India. While the North India were facing invasion from Turks and Afghans, and the South and the Deccan were at peace. The kingdoms of South India were the Rajputas, the Cholas, the Cheras, the Pandyas, the Palwas, the Deccan. First the Deccan, I am going to teach you. The Deccan. The Deccan was bridge between the north and south. This region was between the river Krishna and Narmada. This region was ruled by the Chalukyas of Karnataka. The Rajputa chief overthrew the Chalukya ruler and founded Rajputa dynasty. His name was Danti Durga. Danti Durga was also known as Danti Burman. They were a brilliant warrior and administrator. They were very ambitious ruler. They ruled over 200 years. Between 750 CE and 970 CE. Between 750, they ruled between 750 CE and 970 CE. Their capital was Malkhed, near Solapur in Maharashtra. They were in the north. They fought against Gurjara Pratiharaj. They came in conflict with Palwas of Kachipura. They were great pattern of art, architecture, and literature. They built beautiful temples, beautiful Kailasa temple at Ellora. They also carved out rock-cut caves in Elephanta near Mumbai. Ashwaghosa, Govinda III, Ashwaghosa and Krishna III were famous rulers. Ashwaghosa was a great scholar, great poet, and wrote in Kannada language. He followed Jainism. But Muslim traders did business also. After that, the Chola dynasty. The Chola dynasty was a very strong empire from 800 CE to 1200 CE. The rulers were very popular. They ruled for about 400 years. Tanjore was their capital. Now it is known as Thanjavur. Thanjavur. Thanjavur it is known as. That time it was known as Tanjore. 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 Now Rajaraja Chola. He was a great king and sat on the throne in 985 CE. He was also known as Rajaraja I. He developed a big empire by following policy of war and conquest. He was successful because of the organized army and navy. His navy was best navy in this area at that time. He wanted to control the trade with the Arabs on the western coast. For this, he marched against the Cheraj and defeated them at Tiruvananthapuram. Next, he controlled over Malabar coast by defeating Pandyas of Madurai. He also controlled Chola Mandala. He also controlled the northern part of Sri Lanka. He also sent his army to capture Maldives Island. They were also a great pattern of art and architecture, and he built Brihadeshwara temple in Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. That's all, my dear student. Now write your assignment.